A very good evening and welcome to Newsline. I'm Claire Adelabu Abdurazak. It's hard to believe we're already deep into the second quarter of the year, and it's a good time to check on those few New Year resolutions that's on the line. Of course, that's on the sidelines, as the businessman would say. But tonight, we focus on stories that uplift, astonish, and remind us while hope is our greatest resolution. First, the story of Aleri, a young girl whose name means grace and whose spirit rises above the ruins of insurgency, is one that will stay with you long after the credit rolls. Now, ever imagine hiking and dining among the clouds or setting records where the sky meets the earth? In Afanlai, a bold band of adventurers is reaching for the heavens atop a mountain so majestic. And speaking of heights, while they're not my comfort zone, the soaring spirit of tradition is something I really embrace fully. So we'll take you to a state where beauty and bravery merge as a historic investiture breathes new life into ancient legacies. And from timeless traditions, we will be celebrating tonight enduring connections. Two brides, two proud families, and a shared destiny woven by love and legacy. Oh, about that tease, remember the pregnancy one? Stick around and I'll come clean at the end of the program. All right, let's get started. Now, to live is to suffer. To survive is to find some meaning in the suffering. Valeri Issa Gazama, this truth is her daily reality. Often at just 9, after witnessing the brutal killing of her mother during an attack by Boko Haram in Gubia, Adamawa State. Only months after losing her father in Munguno. Yet, in the face of such heart-wrenching loss, Aleri has found a way to survive. Her small hands, now rough from frying bean cakes and roasting grasshoppers, carry the weight of quiet strength, a strength forged in the furnace of grief and survival. Aleri's journey is a reflection of many children in Nigeria's northeast, forced to grow up too soon, but still finding hope and meaning amidst the suffering. Pauline Gujivana tells us this moving story.
Alheri Isa Gadzama, now 21, was just 9 years old when tragedy struck during the brutal Boko Haram attack on the Gubla community in Madagali, Adamawa State in 2013. Alheri, an orphan, whose father was killed by Boko Haram insurgents in Munguno in 2013, arrived in Gubla with her mother for her grandfather's burial when the insurgents struck again. As the attackers overran the community, her mother tried to flee with her, but was tragically shot dead in the process. Heartbroken and terrified, young Alheri ran for her life, eventually finding refuge in the nearby community of Zuel, where her cries of anguish drew the attention of Peter family, who took her in and have since cared for her as one of their own.
It was my husband that asked us to take her in, after we too escaped the Boko Haram attack, being that I had only one daughter who had married, and Alheri is the only one taking care of me and helping me in my bean cake business.
Alheri contributing to her foster family's economic survival by assisting in frying bean cakes, roasting grasshoppers, and engaging in other small trades to earn a living. A determined SS2 student, Alheri sat for her SSCE mock exams last year, but due to financial limitations, she was unable to register for the final exams, and now remains hopeful that God will make a way, perhaps through increased sales of their bean cakes, to fulfill her dream of completing her secondary education.
They are my everything, and I cannot do without them. If my family comes around, of course, I will identify with them, but I prefer to stay here because all my life it has been them.
Having spent 13 years separated from any non-biological relatives, Alheri, if a video of her story leads to the discovery of her long-lost siblings or family, How will her foster family respond? Will they be willing to let go of the girl they have raised and loved as their own?
If they say they will carry her, we will not say no. It is their properties. We will say anytime she gets married, let them locate us so that we go for the wedding.
I am begging in case the family sees the video and trace her. My plea is they should leave her for me, please, because I am used to her, that I can't afford to miss her in my life.
Today, Alheri Isa Gadzama is not just an orphan longing for reconnection. Her story is one of many in the Northeast region where the Boko Haram insurgency has left deep scars on individuals, families, and entire communities.
Pauline Vanakuje, thank you. Some stories are so emotional, the tears won't stop. Now, in these parts, especially among the Igbos, looking after the elderly and the vulnerable has always been more than a tradition. It's a way of life, actually. But with times now changing, and not everyone is lucky to have a family to lean on. And that's why the efforts by the Zion Prayer Movement Outreach Foundation means so much. Now, their new Seraphic Orphanage and Old People's Home in Mbirichin, Ohaji Egbema, that's in Imo State, is more than just a building. It's a promise that no one will be forgotten. Now, Governor Hope Uzodinma, moved by this gesture, was there to personally inaugurate the home, a true show of support for compassion in action. Chukwu Bike Chukwu compiled the report for Newsline.
Considering the suffering and lack of care often experienced by orphans and old people in the society, the Seraphic Foundation of Zion Prayer Movement Outreach opened Seraphic Orphanage and Old People's Home in Mbirichi, Ohajegbema local government, near Owerri, Imo State. The state-of-the-art facility will provide a safe and secured environment for orphans and the elderly, which is aimed at giving them a sense of belonging, providing shelter, clothing, food, education, and comprehensive health care, all free of charge.
It is my prayer that this facility will bring peace to these people and that those involved will leverage on this facility to grow their career and get whatever their desire and vision. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Governor Hope Uzodinma, while inaugurating the center, says the presence of Zion Prayer Movement Outreach in Imo State will further position the state in the world map.
On behalf of the government and people of Imo State, we will guarantee the environment, we will guarantee security, we will guarantee logistics, and we will guarantee anything that will be required to enable a free, fair, and functional status of Zion Ministry in Imo State.
Founder of Zion Prayer Movement Outreach, Ebuka Obi, in a remark says,
my reason of spending millions of money here is to see that our people are safe. And it's not just in Imo State. Next month, I'm going to commission Anambra State on, because we're going to do it in the whole state in Nigeria.
Chairman of traditional rulers from the area, Eze Emmanuel Asso, commended Ebuka Obi and Zion Prayer Movement Outreach for their well-thought vision in bringing care to orphans and the elderly.
Now somebody thought it wise to at least keep all elderly people around, bring them together and give them hope, especially those who have no hope. It's a thing of joy, and that is why God has continued to bless him.
Some residents of the community applauded Ebuka Obi and Zion Prayer Movement Outreach for siting the home in the area and assured of a conducive environment to enable it to succeed.
Not only by preaching word of God, the way you handle human beings, adding value to their life, means a long way to bring people closer to God.
We've not seen this kind before. Evangelist Ebuka Anozie Obi is a blessing, not just to Imo State, not just to Igbo land, not just to this nation, but to our generation.
Similar project, the ministry says, is ongoing across the 36 states of the country.
All right, and rural women turn small hopes into vast futures. Now, those powerful words by former U.S. First Lady Michelle Obama echo vividly across the fields of Tungo in Adamawa State, where dreams once whispered are now being spoken aloud. Now, in the heart of these rural communities, over 450 women are finding new paths to prosperity through the livelihood support drive by an NGO called Africa Nature Investors, ANI. Now, through the Women's Savings and Loan Group Trade Fair, Africa Nature Investors, ANI, in collaboration with the National Park Service and Russian Renewables, is sowing seeds of change, courage, as well as self-reliance. Simon Asha brings us the story of these women who are not just surviving, but also thriving.
Local government area of Adamawa State are beginning to have a life-changing experience through various empowerment initiatives. The recent support to the women of the community by African Nature Investors and Foundation, in partnership with the National Park Service and Russian Renewables, is said to be revolutionary considering the difficulties women go through in providing for their respective families.
I am getting money now. I appreciate the effort.
The well-being of families of women like Fatima is expected to be improved because of the impact of the training received on savings and loans for women groups during the trade fair and training organized by Annie.
Annie helped me in many ways. I do business. I'm used to selling wrappers, shoes. I maintain my house with it. I used to help my husband with my children, so we are very grateful.
Without this a company of the Annie, I wouldn't have get this business.
The trade fair provides a platform for women to exhibit and sell their products, thereby building their capacity and hope for improved economic growth and livelihood.
The women should please own this and make it a part of their lives so that whatever they do, they know that they have a business, they have something to fall back on.
This is in our effort to see that the communities living alongside Gashaka-Gumti National Park in the Adamawa side of the park see the benefit of living alongside wildlife, and to see that there is a lot for them if they can join hands with us to help protect and manage Gashaka-Gumti National Park.
We have been able to improve the livelihood of about 450 women. And this is in line with Mr. President's renewed hope agenda of job creation and creating opportunities for women and youth.
A women's center was commissioned to enhance productivity and self-reliance in the community. The center provides women with access to vital resources, training and support to enable them explore their potentials.
The center is basically increasing their capacity as micro business owner to small, medium business owners.
With the continuous support of women in Tongo local government area by Annie Foundation, the women are poised to drive economic growth and make impact on their respective families.
All right, you're watching Newsline on the network service. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk about the subject that we all hate to love. All right, the love story of Anthony Ikokbara and Aaron Iridia is one of shared dreams and hearts in perfect harmony. Aaron, daughter of a veteran broadcaster and former NTA Director General, Professor Tony Iridia, brought her father's grace into this new chapter of her life. At the Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Maitama, here in Abuja, Elizabeth Omoroyu, who was there to capture the joyous moment, reports that for a man who spent a lifetime telling others stories, Professor Iridia proudly watched a brand new chapter, the sweetest yet ever, unfold before his eyes. And from the looks of it, this story of love is already set to be a bestseller. All right, let's hear it from Elizabeth.
Irene and Anthony exchanging sacred vows, promising to love, cherish, and support each other through thick and thin. The officiating priest emphasized the importance of forgiveness, tolerance, and effective communication in marriage. After the solemnization, the couple signed the marriage certificate, making their union official. The reception was a grand celebration featuring lavish meals, exotic drinks, and a magical atmosphere. The proud parents' entrance was a highlight, followed by the newlyweds, who entertained their guests with their exhilarating performance. Guests from various sectors, including the academia, media, and family members, offered their heartfelt wishes to the couple.
I want to see her in her husband's home, still happy, joyous.
I pray that God will bless them with the fruit of the womb.
I ask for absolute peace for that family, and he will love his wife.
We wish them the best, wish them a lot of happiness.
Anthony and Irene, who met a decade ago, attribute their love story to the power of true connection.
Her style, her sense of humor, and she finds my humor funny as well, so that's a plus.
His patience, how sweet he is all the time. He never loses his cool.
After the traditional cutting of the cake, they took to the dance floor. Earlier, the traditional marriage rites took place, complete with the payment of bride price and vibrant cultural displays. As the ceremony concluded, guests shared words of wisdom and advice for a happy marriage.
I pray that God will sustain their union, bless them with everything that will bring them joy.
Marriage is about love, sacrifice, tolerance, understanding.
They should be the brothers keepers. They should live as a family. They should also emulate their parents who have lived this long to see the actualization of their dream in life.
Tony Reda played a very significant role in my career development and in shaping my creative mind. So I'd like to congratulate him and the family.
And here's wishing the couple a lifetime of happiness and adventure together.
All right, we're still talking wedding things. You know, it's only in love that 1 + 1 = 1. And that's exactly what our next story embodies. It's all about the graceful Farida Lawan Damisa, who begins a new chapter with her soulmate, Mohammed Manga, or should we say Mohammed Squared. Well, their bond is a sweet fusion of Jigawa and Borno, crossing cultural lines with ease and elegance. Farida is the beloved daughter of my former boss, Mr. Ibrahim Damisa, a thoroughbred broadcaster, a strategic thinker, policy execution specialist, and an expert in news gathering production. But beyond the accolades, he's a detribalized Nigerian with an uncanny gift for sporting raw talent and, of course, nurturing it.
Love, faith, and time have made it possible for this union that got the blessings of a wide range of dignitaries, cutting across all social strata, with a solid representation from the NTA family, supporting one of its finest, Her Kazauri-born former executive director training and father of the bride, Ibrahim Damisa. The pre-wedding dinner tagged cultural dinner with unique northern cultural ambience, and in attendance, former ministers and governors, including NTA family, INEC staff across boards, couples, international friends, and the bride's late mother's colleagues from Queen's College.
And so all of us are here today, as she cannot be here with us in her stead. We're very happy, sad at the same time, but we're happy that our daughter has found a soulmate.
She's a lovely girl. We're all here for her family, especially because of her mom. I wish them all the best.
The groom is very lucky to have the bride because the bride is one of the best girls I've seen.
This is an event that is coming 3 years after my wife's death. It means so much to me and the family. They must have to bear and understand each other.
Exhortations and pieces of advice to guide the new couple.
All of us in NTA, we have accepted Mohammed. He's now one of us. But we know what we have given him, and we know he will look after her and protect her.
Let me also entreat you all to uphold the couple in your prayers.
It's about being patient with one another. And once they do that, the marriage will be successful.
Let me wish the groom and the bride very fruitful future. Very cultural, very traditional, and most of all, we bless the couple.
That they should do everything to keep the love that brought them together.
I pray that Almighty Allah will bless the union. I congratulate our mentor Alhaji Ibrahim Damisa. It's not the first time he's doing this. And we pray that the couple find a peaceful home.
She will see her children's children, and God will bless this marriage.
For the couple who thanked the audience through Fatima Ibrahim Damisa, the lovebirds, glowing in excitement, could not hide their joy.
I feel good. I feel incredible. I feel wonderful. She's amazing. She's wonderful. She's my everything.
He has the biggest heart. He's the kindest person. And one thing I really love about him is how good of a person he is, how accommodating he is.
An-Nur Mosque in Abuja played host to the wedding fatha, where the chief imam, Sharif Muhammad Saleh Ahmed, conducted the marriage rites following the fulfillment of Islamic conditions, including the payment of 500,000 naira mahar or bride price. Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Umara Zulum stood in for the groom's family, while former Director General National Orientation Agency Dr. Garba Abari was for the bride's family, as former governors and top government functionaries, including representation from the Kazaure Emirate Council, as well as the immediate past and present DGNTA.
I want them to be patient with each other and ensure that they abide by the rules and regulations governing the conduct of marriage in Islam.
And since they chose on their own to get married, it's their responsibility to make sure that that marriage works.
Pray that Allah in His infinite mercies will continue to provide for them.
They should be best of friends and they should stand by each other.
May Allah bless the marriage, and I pray everyone returns to their destination safely.
We have to be thankful to God, and we wish the couple a very successful marital life.
A reception followed at Damisa's house, Kadu, as the bride was later conveyed to the vice president's residence, where she was received by the VP's wife, Hajiana Nakashim Shetima, with expectations for another celebration after the usual 9 months, when Muhammad and Faida would inshallah be welcoming an addition to the family.
With the caliber of media professionals there, in fact, I thought the whole of NTA was there except me. Anyway, congratulations to the couple. So love is the perfect design. It requires careful planning, commitment, and a strong foundation. Now, engineer Amina, with her precision and heart, joined Abdullahi in a marriage that's sure to withstand the test of time. Together, they've built a bond that's as strong as it is beautiful. The union that seamlessly connects two families, the Tafidas and the Bashars. Ibrahim Belugunda was there to capture every precious moment for us here on Newsline.
After fulfilling all Islamic rites, the wedding party of Abdullahi and Amina took place in Sokoto. With formalities completed, the celebration of love then shifted to Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. This time, the popular A-Class Event Center in Abuja played host to a grand reception and dinner in honor of the newest couple, Abdullahi and his missing rib, Amina. It was a festive atmosphere filled with joy, music, laughter, and vibrant entertainment. Friends and family joined in games, performances that reflect the joy of the occasion.
Who is likely to wake up by 1 a.m. and go and look for a bath? Move! My brother, my brother.
The highlight of the evening, the much anticipated cake cutting ceremony and the couple's first dance, drew applause and admiration from everyone present. Friends and loved ones shared warm wishes and advice for the newlyweds, emphasizing the importance of understanding, patience, and mutual respect in building a lasting marriage.
They should respect each other's parents, friends, and families.
We're happy and wish them a fruitful marriage life.
Yes, I pray that Allah bless them with understanding, love.
We should be patient with each other. That is all.
Let them pray. Let them respect each other.
They hold the Almighty Allah. Everything is going to be okay for them.
They should have patience. They should be honest with each other. And they should ensure that they communicate.
For him to be very patient, exercise patience like the way he saw our parents doing.
She's everything you need as a wife. I have never met a person who is so selfless like Amina. And the only advice I have for her is to actually keep being herself.
The lovebirds, glowing with excitement and happiness, could not hide their joy.
Really thank everyone that took his time to come out here to congratulate me and Amina for our wedding. I'm really, really happy.
His calmness, his religiousness, and his smile.
Did you hear that? His smiles. All right, let's take you now to the land of the stones and lakes, Okuta Ilorin, in Kwara State, where tradition and history continue to honor its illustrious sons and daughters. Now, last week, the Emirate welcomed the first Evangeli of Ilorin. This week, the Emir of Ilorin once again bestowed another prestigious title, the Gaskiya of Ilorin Emirate, and another distinguished son, Abdul Ghani Olododo, a former federal lawmaker and former secretary to the Kwara State government. Abdul Wahid Bibire reports that the event attracted eminent personalities from across the country.
The palace of the Emir of Ilorin witnessed a large turnout of dignitaries who came to identify with Alhaji Abdul Ghani Olododo at his turbaning ceremony as the Gaskiya of Ilorin Emirate Council, in line with the custom which requires that traditional title holders visit the Sheikh Alimi's mosque. Alhaji Abdul Ghani Olododo was joined by family, friends, and close associates to offer prayer at the ancient mosque for Allah's guidance. He thereafter proceeded to the inner chamber of the palace of the Emir of Ilorin for the turbaning rites. And here comes the moment everyone had been waiting for. In his remarks, the Emir of Ilorin, Alhaji Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, told the honoree to not only sustain the good virtues that earned him the title of the first Gaskiya of Ilorin Emirate Council, but also continue his selfless service to humanity. Dignitaries present, including former governor of Kwara State, Abdul Fattah Ahmed, described the conferment of the traditional title holder of Gaskiya as
it's a well-deserved title because he has contributed his own quota to the upliftment of the lives of people in Ilorin and, of course, in environs.
Alhaji Abdul Ghani Olododo has been a great servant of this community for many years. So it's important that people like this are recognized with.
I wish the new Gaskiya every luck. All the things that were found in him to be worthy of this title, he should keep them and improve.
Alhaji Abdul Ghani Olododo is one person that is a community developer, a philanthropist, a father, a good family man.
We congratulate him and we wish him well and that he will carry this title, loftily.
He's a man of honor and he's a man of truth all the time.
My prayer is, first of all, long life and good health, so he can continue to be able to contribute his quota to the development of this Ilorin community.
The honoree promised to continue to support any cause that will further develop humanity, Kwara State, and Nigeria as a whole.
They know me, and I like challenges, and they see more of Gaskiya of Ilorin. And I believe with the Almighty Allah on my side, I will say too.
Before his conferment of the traditional title of Gaskiya of Ilorin Emirate Council, Alhaji Abdul Ghani Olododo had served as Local Government Council Chairman of Ilorin East Local Government, Chief of Staff and Secretary to the Kwara State Government, Commissioner, and a member representing Ilorin East and South Federal Constituency between 2019 and 2023. Troupe from the Kwara State Council for Arts and Culture, traditional musicians and royal fleeters added glitz and glamour to the turbaning ceremony. Guests, including the Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, later moved to the residence of the new traditional title holder for a colorful reception.
You know, this is how we do it in Ilorin. This is that. All right, let's take a short break. When we come back, we have more for you on Newsline. All right, welcome back to the program if you've just joined us. Now, anyone pursuing a PhD knows the struggle. Sleepless nights, pressure to excel, and of course the weight of expectations. But it's this very perseverance that makes reaching the peak of academia, the professorial level, such a monumental achievement. Now, at the 8th inaugural lecture, Veritas and Apollos Universities, Florida in USA, Professor Gabriel Chinedu Okenwa exemplified this journey. Now, with 6 degrees, including the latest in law, and a career built on dedication and groundbreaking research, he stands as a testament to the years of hard work that culminated in the honor of becoming a professor. Now, the event ended with a dinner and the launch of his 7th book, The Making of a Lawyer. Let's now walk you through the highlights.
A viewer may wonder, what connects Veristas University in Nigeria and Apollos University in faraway Florida, USA? Especially when the 8th inaugural lecture took place in Abuja. The answer is simple. The celebrant, Professor Gabriel Okenwa, is a visiting lecturer at both institutions. The event was hosted by Reverend Father Hyson Ichoku, Vice Chancellor, Veristas University, and Professor Paul Edison, President of Apollos University, USA. Professor Okenwa hails from Abia State. The devout Catholic began the occasion with Eucharistic celebration and a Thanksgiving service at the university's Catholic Church. After the church service, the celebration moved to University's Conference Hall. Among the distinguished guests were Minister of Labor and Employment, Alhaji Muhammad Megari Dengyadi.
Professor Okenwa represents the finest ideals of intellectual brilliance, institutional leadership, and a patriotic commitment to nation building.
A man of many degrees, and only recently Professor Okenwa became a lawyer, and I've told him that the work of a lawyer is a very, very arduous and thankless job, but he's up to the task.
And the Associate Prof. Ahmed Abubakar Audi, Commandant General of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, represented the President of Apollos University.
At Apollos University, we are deeply inspired by Professor Okenwa's unrelenting commitment to intellectual excellence.
The inaugural lecture, titled Reinventing Leadership, Strategies for Organizational Reengineering and Entrepreneurial Success, turned out to be a well-researched academic work.
Nobody that will be elected for now to lead Nigeria that we will not complain. In the light of my research, I make bold to call on all of us to leave our leaders alone, but pray for them to succeed. Leave President Tinubu alone. In course of my studies and research, I deduced this as a perfect strategic arrangement. Each geopolitical zone must be given opportunity to lead the country in what I term special turn-by-turn democracy. I therefore strongly recommend that a constitutional amendment be done to enable every geopolitical zone present their best in a rotation manner to lead a united Nigeria for a single term of 6 years, starting with any zone that has not had the opportunity of leading Nigeria since the advent of democracy in 1999.
Following the lecture, a dinner and book lunch was held, chaired by former Governor Ikedi Hakim, with His Royal Majesty Otis Anya Ije performing the traditional breaking of the kola nut, symbolizing unity and hospitality. The book was unveiled by two general managers from Zenith Bank, representing the GMD and CEO of the bank.
All right, Professor Kenwa there recommending what he calls special turn-by-turn democracy. All right, now they say mathematics can be tough. It's not always love at first sight. I mean, you don't truly understand it. You just get used to it. So imagine breaking a Guinness World Record in mathematics. A young undergraduate from the University of Ilorin has proven that either mathematics isn't as impossible as we think or as we thought, or he's just simply a genius, another Chico Obi of our time. Shala Wahid reports that representatives from Guinness World Records were there to witness this extraordinary feat at the University of Ilorin.
Akabi Sanusi, a 400-level student in the Department of Mathematics, University of Ilorin, is waiting to be confirmed as the world's longest marathon lesson teacher in mathematics by the Guinness World Record. Through determination, focus, and resilience, Kazim has beaten the current holder of the longest mathematics lesson of 26 hours. He achieved the feat with a lecture that spanned 31 hours, 42 minutes, and 54 seconds, with only 20 minutes break in 4 hours. He became the new holder of Guinness World Record of the longest mathematics lessons.
Yes, upon receiving the approval and the forwarded guidelines, my first preparation was what I'm going to be delivering to the student, which I prepared by creating a well-constructed and comprehensive lesson plans, as these actually helps me a lot in delivering the lesson to the students.
Vice Chancellor of the University of Ilorin, Professor Wahab Egbewole, said he was not surprised at the achievement, adding that the university is committed to producing world-class graduates.
Importantly, he has also been able to show the other students, almost 50,000 other students, that university will be ready and willing to support any laudable project that is embarked upon by our students.
The university sees it as a great feat and another feather added to its cap. Such records are not common, and what we have experienced with Sanusi Kasim is a demonstration of resilience and the spirit of the founding fathers of this university.
Well, within the department is one of those very top 5 students in terms of mastery of subject matter.
A determined candidate. I want to say that this is just the beginning of many things he's going to achieve in life.
It was a fantastic idea because it was more of like a man trying to test his limit to see, okay, if this is my limit, how far?
It will be recalled that Kudus Oyemi, another student from the University of Ilorin, last year broke the Guinness World Record of the fastest time to complete 5 skin fit haircuts.
University of Ilorin, all right, congratulations there to you. So you could tell it was an exhilarating journey into the clouds. Now English is, as thousands of tourists and adventure lovers trekked their way through Ekiti's misty mountains at the 7th edition of the Hike Ekiti Mountain Safari in F1 Now, with nature's stunning backdrop, Governor Biodun Oyebanje, who flagged off the event, emphasized that strategic investments in tourism infrastructure are key to unlocking Ekiti's tourism potential. Tayo Osho was there.
The majestic mountain of clouds, which is one of the highest ridges in southwest Nigeria, stands at 2,263.78 feet above sea level, affording tourists, influencers, creatives, and entertainers the opportunity to catch fun in the aesthetic and serene atmosphere of the hike. The Director General Ekiti State Bureau of Tourism Development, Wale Ojulari, observes the economic impact of the event, which is projected to exceed 50 million naira.
Transporters are making money. A lot of transporters. You came here with a higher car now, or your car, then you bought petrol, a lot of things. So people are making money, people are networking, development is coming here. These are part of this.
Ekiti State Governor Biodo Yebanji, who joins other tourists, sponsors and partners to explore the trails, reassures his commitment to promoting ecotourism in the state.
Then they stay in hotels, they do a lot of things. So I need the investment people, the tourism development people to sit down and come out with a work plan that in December we can bring tourists here. If there are things we need to do, chairman local government, you are sitting on a good mind.
Stakeholders, including the ally of Efo Kingdom, Oba Adesonya Aladejari, commends Governor Biodun Yebanji for his support in discovering tourism destinations in the state.
The significance of the Malai for tourism destination.
If you look at the topography of Efo, you will realize that there is so much potential in the development of this place.
It boosts the economy of this community in a massive way, because whenever we want to visit this place, you need to lodge in a hotel, then buy food, buy some food stuff, buy everything then.
The Hike Ekiti Mountain Safari, which attracted hiking enthusiasts, nature lovers and ecotourism advocates, began in 2019 as a tourism-driven initiative for mountain adventure and ecotourism.
All right, it's time to bust the bubble. These days, with science, technology, and a sprinkle of miracle, anything is possible. But if you hear a woman my age is expecting, trust me, it's either a medical miracle or the handwork of the Holy Spirit. Even CNN and the likes of BBC will be scrambling for an exclusive. But for me, the only contradictions or contractions that I experience these days are when NEPA takes light and the generator refuses to start. It's just hot flashes, sweet cravings, and the occasional romantic blackmail for a little extra attention from our husbands. All right. Good night, everyone, from all of us here on Newsline.